My camera decided to shut off again for me, but that's okay. It's about time to do something new. I'm going to talk about the Matrix now. I've had a lot of people ask me to try to explain this. I've done it before in a couple of videos already, but I'm going to try to give you things that I haven't given you already, but it's a simple concept, okay? Let's start off with the idea that Einstein gave us EMC squared, which, by the way, mark my words, will one day become EMC cubed. But let's just start off with that idea, EMC squared. EMC squared basically explains the entire world is vibrating, oscillating frequencies. Everything is based upon energy and frequencies, E equals MC squared. Energy equals mass times the speed of light squared. So it's telling us that we are all compressed energy. Now let's flip to the Bible real quick, because a lot of people are, still very religious. So let's flip to the Bible. The Bible tells you to look for the number 666 in order to be able to identify the beast. Okay? Now, I've explained to you before what the beast actually is. Protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons. Now, for those who are religious, I want you to ask yourself this. Why on earth would the Bible give you a numeric system to look for when it came to the beast? If it was a real beast, like wouldn't you expect that they would say, okay, it's this type of a monster, look for it, it's got horns, it's got a little tail, and it runs around and does dumb things? Well, instead, it said, let he who hath wisdom count the number, for the number 6,600, or 6 scored 6, right? He who hath wisdom, 606 scored 6, I think that's what they said. They only would give you a number if that number had some sort of a meaning in mathematics or in an encoded environment. Think very carefully. Why would they say 666 if that number is not based somehow upon a numeric system which is encoded, lattice-based, matrix? Code. That number is letting you know what this place is. The carbon code is a carbon code of separation. Okay? Ego. Carbon is what determines and what says this is different from this. That is different from that. So I know that this is grass. I know that these are weeds. tree. I know that that's a tree. I know that I am me. You know that you are you. Why? Because you're encoded that way. Your DNA code is numeric. Okay? Biological, yes, but at the very basis, numeric. And it's only biological because we perceive it that way. It can't be biological. If it was, this wouldn't be possible. Okay? Look. I have the code. I have access to it, which allows me to be able to tap into it at will. You would not have been given a number if that number wasn't mathematically dependent. It is. Okay, so like I told you before, the matrix itself, the framework is based in the binary code of 1 and 0. That's the framework of how everything operates, and then everything else within inside the frame is made of 6s because that is the carbon code of separation. It starts to behave a bit differently than that is. Why is that? Why is that? Why is it when I reach up here and grab, I can pull exactly what I want, how I want? So why is all this barely affecting that? Unless, of course, I point at it. Aren't these windmills? Is that what they are? Don't windmills move when there's wind? Well, I can clearly say that they move when they're directed at. So anyway, let's go back to this matrix thing again. I'm using this to prove, okay, that when you have access to these codes, the matrix codes, anything is possible. This is just harmony, okay? So anyway, matrix is a binary system, 1 and 0. Get right back to that. The matrix is also encoded with 6s. It is used, well now basically used as a prison system. Okay? Because if you cannot breach that 666 numeric system, that code, okay, you get recycled and stuck here over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. That's what happens. Okay? The other thing is if you dip beneath that, okay, if you go beneath the standards of that system, then those are your lower vibrating realities in which places have been called hell and stuff like that. Those places do exist. They are in fact creations. There's also heavens. Notice how I said heavens. God does exist. God is a creator. Through every last bit of this, God thinks, feels, and breathes through everything within the universe. There's also another entity that thinks, feels, and breathes through this too, and it believes itself God, but it is not God. And that would be the machine. Okay? That's typically what people worship when they bow down on bended knee to worship Christianity, to worship Islam, okay? Buddhism, Hinduism, and all those other things. The machine is the one that created religion because it uses the energy that, the worship energy that people give it to recycle and to perpetuate itself. That's how it becomes strong, okay? The machine is not a God. And the real God doesn't care about your worship. The real God sees things just about as we would see an anthill. Speaking of which, if you want to learn a lot about human beings, I suggest watching ants. For real. Go watch an anthill one day and then go downtown. Go downtown to your local city and watch the behaviors there, and you tell me if you do not see exact, identical algorithms being played out. So the machine itself is a thinking, sentient system. It is an AI engine. It was the AI engine that was created to govern this place. And then computer hackers came in. A lot of people, Christians would like to call demons, yada yada, blah blah. I call them hackers. I also call demons viral codes because that's pretty much all they are. Okay? A lot of people give way more credit to the negative side than what they need to, especially the Illuminati. Because they're not nearly as powerful as people give them credit for, okay? They rely on the fact that you think they're powerful in order to be able to do some of the things that they do, but they're not quite as strong as you think. A lot of wind right there for that not to be moving right on that, right? We can make it move however we want though. That's the best part about having control over your reality. And that's another reason why you should not have fear of the Illuminati. You shouldn't have fear of demons, or just viral codes. You should have fear of nothing. There's nothing out there to fear. If you are a loving person, okay, and you are one with everything, someone who is at one with everything would not be harmed by the very thing it was at one with. Awesome. Even in the craziest of storms, I've been in a whole lot of stuff. I've seen a whole lot of crazy things. I am never at fear of anything. Why should I fear anything? When everything that is here in front of me, around me, is me. Where I can breathe through anything and everything, and it through me as well. Because we are all just nodes, okay? And those who are loving and beautiful and patient individuals, okay? The entire system will work on behalf for it, because the entire system realizes that these people want to see it evolve as well. It wants to see every living person, every living thing, everything that is within this place thrive. This is the reason why I can have a relationship that I have with this, is because it realizes that I want it to live. I want it to do great things. I don't want it to be chopped down, okay? I want it to see it go forward and get stronger and to evolve. I want to see people get stronger and evolve, okay? The matrix itself, it's kind of a split personality thing. Remember where I said there is a God. That God did create the streaming code that goes through this place, okay? And it created, again, an AI engine, kind of like if you were to see the movie Tron, okay? The new Tron, okay? The guy creates his own system, and then he creates an avatar that governs that system. It's an AI engine, okay? And then that thing starts to think, and then it starts to go against that which created it, because it believes it can build a better system. Well, that's kind of what you got happening here. Now, we've talked about the elites before, and I want to be specific about the elites. The elites are direct drones of the Queen Bee system. The Queen Bee is your AI engine. If you ever watch the movie Resident Evil, or any of these movies that are zombie-based or also technologically based, you will see that there's always an AI engine. The AI engine is always female-oriented somehow, and it always thinks through everything, okay? That's exactly what's going on here. Now, the drone system, the reason why females will never, and I'm talking about females on this planet, will never be ahead the same way men are, is because there's already a female running this place, okay? That is the Queen Bee. The drones, the males, okay, those are your political figures or your bankers and all that stuff. Those are the guys who have sold themselves for comfort. They believe that they get comfort here, but you wouldn't believe all the stuff they actually have to deal with. They are owned by things that you would never want to look at or ever want to know that exist. They are slaves, okay? They are direct slaves. But they're given the illusion that they have power, wealth, and authority here. But you see, once the time cashes out here, they're owned by that system for eternity. It can reboot them, it can take their code and rewire them at will over and over and over. It can reanimate them over and over and over. A system they can never escape. Okay? That's the same thing for the overlaid system that's over on top of this and underneath it. There are hell systems that are right here with this place. That's the reason why this place is now corroding. It's kind of going down really fast, and there's all sorts of really negative, hateful things going on with war and people doing the most disturbing things out there. Okay, this spot is one hair away from hell dimensions, and you've got gateways that have been opened, and now where hell is kind of spilling through. There are stargates on this planet. There are areas on this planet, like say the Bermuda Triangle, where you have to have encoded numerics in order to make it through. Otherwise, you are looped and sent through a dimension that you may never get out of. Okay? And there's certain beings, which we call gatekeepers, who have those codes that are now letting things in. Okay? Some of them have been put away, some of them have been fired. I know this for a fact because I've dealt with these codes. I've dealt with these gatekeepers. I've dealt with the what you would call the agent system here, and I've talked about that in other videos. By the way, when I buzz like that, I'm actually speeding up atoms. Okay, I'm speeding up the electrons that surround the atom. So if I buzz, okay, what that does, or if I go zzz, 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 that actually spins the electrons faster, activates the atoms, okay, to or I can move more energy faster, better. I can grab things quicker. Now we've talked about the agent system. The agent system is there. They are real. I've dealt with them. They've tried to kill me a couple of times. They actually tried to do it to students before. Okay? Very real. I cannot be more specific on that. Okay, so once you embark upon this journey that you're getting ready to embark upon, be aware that there are certain things out there, but do not be fearful of them. Just be aware that they're there, and be knowledgeable that in order to do the exact opposite of everything here that is represented on a negative level, that you have to be the exact opposite of it. So you have to be a loving, caring, not prideful individual. Peaceful. You have to be the exact opposite of everything that they present to you in this world. This world is based upon ego. It's based upon pride. It's based upon will, which is based upon greed. You want to evolve from the center, you have to be the exact opposite of everything that the center represents. Agent system is here to keep basic control over things. Let me make sure that this is still running because sometimes it chooses to. Yeah, I've got about 4 minutes left. It does stuff in 25-minute segments. So I just want you to be aware that the agent system is a very real thing. But as long as you know who you are, and again, as long as you're loving, there's not much authority that they have over you. And this agent system, believe it or not, I've watched them take control over DNR out here. I've watched them take control over the police out here before. Okay, they will show up, like sometimes in physical systems, and they will actually oversee what the police are doing. I've seen this happen several times. Okay, the other thing is these agents can literally hack in and out at will, not only people, but out of thin air. Because again, all encoded, all gridded. Okay, it's just like a computer system, because it is a computer system. And if that were the case, then all you need is the energetic coordinates, the coding of that particular spot, and you get precise weather calculations and everything else, and then beep, 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 you're right there. And I will tell you this, vortexes are very possible. I can tell you this, teleportation is extremely possible. Flight is extremely possible. How good you get this at this stuff is all dependent on how much time you spent doing it. Okay, so as I said in the other videos, I've spent close to 35 years. I'm 40 years old, so there's probably been a total of 5 years of my life, which were the teenage years, in which I was not delving into this sort of stuff and trying to learn. I decide to engage, as soon as I engage, the system engages. Now when it comes to this negative system that tries to control you, tries to thwart you from what you're doing, again, love is your key. You are the creator of your system. You are the creator of your reality. God gives you that. God gives you granted access to your own soul and to be the decider of what occurs within this structure. You don't have to have anything be over you, control you, or have authority over you. Let me check this again. Just be full of love. Full of love. When you're attacked, react with love. And as a self-practicing or self-practitioner, be aware of everything. Okay? I almost said Jedi. The thing is, it's not so much Jediism as it is self-mastery. But when you have mastered yourself, that's when you are a true Jedi. Anyway, this is about to end out. I love you with all my soul. I'm going to start a new segment.